What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another session of Coffee and Martial Arts. Salute, salute, salute. Cheers. Okay, yes. So, hello, everybody. Thank you for being here. It's nice to be back. Yes, sir. It's Wednesday. And we are going live through our Facebook page. But before, let me just share on social media. Okay, I need to share on the groups so we can get people joining today. I hope you guys are doing great. Give me a second, please. I'm sharing this on different groups. Okay, so today we're going to have a nice topic. We're going to talk, well, I'm going to share my opinions about Kenpo, different topics of Kenpo, okay? So bear with me, please, because this might be interesting. Yes, sir. So I'm just going to share this fast. There we go. I'm sharing on social media and groups and stuff. So thank you all. Okay. So today I've been doing a lot of different broadcasting in Spanish, but not so many in English. So I want to share and hear what you guys have to say about the different topics in Kenpo and the martial arts per se, etc., etc. Okay. So my bring some opinions that are my opinions, okay? And you might not be, you might not agree with me. So please, if you don't, just do it in a respectful way, as I always do it. Make your comments, tell me why, or what is it that you don't agree with, and we can discuss it. That's the whole idea of this, okay? In a very friendly and respectful manner. I'm always very respectful to everyone here, okay? And I'm always very grateful. Sorry about that. I'm always very grateful that you are here on, watching and talking and all of that. So let me just share this. It's importante. Okay, good. Okay, there we go. We are rocking. Okay, good. Let's see. Good. Anything else we have here? Yes, let's see. Okay, so for all of you Kenpo guys out there, I'm a fan of all of your work. I really like it all, and that's actually one of the things that I want to talk about. And also a fan of all martial arts, okay? I really enjoy and respect. I have full respect for all of the martial arts out there. I really enjoy them all of them. Really, really do, okay? And I admire and I respect everybody's work and everybody's contribution to the art. Okay, so almost done. Sorry about this, but I had to do this. Okay, I guess that should be enough. Okay, so before we start the topics, let me just say that we are going live through our Facebook page, Master Frank Soto Kinetic Dragon. So please like and subscribe to the page. Follow us, share it, like it, and share this video. This always helps with the algorithm. And if you want to share some stars, that really, really helps with the, with all the promotion, the algorithm and everything, if you like this show, okay? And always, please leave your comment and ask a question. I am here for you guys. You are the stars of this show, okay? Not me, it's about you. Okay, we're also going live to the Internacional with a C Hall of Fame of Argentina. This is an amazing group of martial artists led by Master Juan Martin Alvarez, all the way from Buenos Aires. Where they do a magazine. They have a magazine on paper. Here it is. That's the cover of last month, May, and this one, the month of June issue, should come out soon. Okay, they're still printed on paper. Of course, they also have it on digital format for all of you guys out there. Okay, we are also going live through my YouTube channel, the Kinetic Dragon channel. So please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the little bell so you get notified every time we go live, okay? We have a lot of, interviews and a lot of amazing people that comes into the show and share their times for free, which I believe they are all amazing. I'm always very, very grateful to all of my guests and collaborators, okay? Actually, tomorrow we're going to have Guru, Catherine Sumter. She comes once a month to talk about different topics, and we call her, she calls her section the Way Word. Okay, so we talk about the way, we talk about the martial arts, we talk about, teaching on studio, dojos, and all of that stuff. Okay, so we cover stuff from, personal development through the martial arts, fighting, competition, managing a dojo, all many different topics. Very, very interesting. So don't miss it. Okay. Okay. So remember to like and share this video and leave a comment or ask a question. Okay. So today I'm going to share my opiniones. Yes, my opinions. Guro Catherine Sumter says, hello, Master Frank. She's from Washington State, USA. Hello, Guro. See you tomorrow. Yes, yes, yes. So here we have her. Remember, tomorrow we're going to have an amazing show. The Way Word with Catherine Sumter from Washington State. Squim, okay? From Squim, Washington, all the way there, up there. Yes, yes. So it's going to be super cool, super amazing. She always has great topics for us to discuss and talk, okay? So great. Also, we have Sifu Ernesto Colbert saying, salud, maestro, saludos, Casa de la Cultura China, Santa Fe, Argentina, saludos del corazón. Saludos, maestro, thank you so much, salud. Okay, so, yes, hold on. Let me get a sip of coffee because this is going to be good. Oh my God. Go get your coffee or tea or, whatever you want. Okay, get your popcorns if you want, and get a snack, and let's sit down and talk. Okay, so today, I want to talk about several things about Kenpo, if I may, if you want to hear it. Okay, and if you do, thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for sharing. Please leave your comment, say whatever it is that you want to say. I'm here for you guys. Okay. I know I don't do much this in English. I mostly do it on Spanish, and I'm sorry about that, but we have a lot of Latinos that want to, share and teach in here. So I'm always very grateful to do it either in Espanol or in English. It's always cool. So, like I said, I want to talk about different topics. Now, first, one of the things that I want to talk about a little bit is about the history of Kenpo and how does that being affecting us. Okay. Now, my opinions of history might not be your opinions, and my understanding of history might not be your understanding, but I respect all of the understandings. Okay. The whole idea of history is to bring understanding. Okay. If you don't know history, if you don't know your history, it says that you are, doomed and you're going to repeat it. Okay. You are condemned to repeat it because you don't know what happened in the past. So if you know what happened in the past, then you can bring light into today and you can bring light into the future, okay? And learn from the mistakes and from the good results from the past, right? And take it from there, okay? That's the whole idea, because experience gives us wisdom, okay? So that's what we want. We want to have wisdom. We want to have experience, okay? We also want to have knowledge, of course. So study gives you knowledge, but experience will make your knowledge wisdom, okay? So the wisdom from people from the past, the experiences from the past will give us wisdom today and will make us better persons if we decide to, okay? So that's the whole idea of this. Now, this being said, when I talk about history, I don't want to dismiss anybody, and I'm not trying to say, oh, this is the truth and everybody else is wrong. No, au contraire, okay? The whole idea of this is to focus on the similarities, okay? Focus on the similarities is the most important thing, okay? Master Merv Orman, watching from UK, Merv Orman, Infinity Kenpo comes in. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Mr. Orman, I would really, really like to interview you here on this show. It will be an honor, sir. I know I have said this before and I'm not very good at contacting you, but let me write it down because yes, I'm not very good at contacting people and I am sorry about that, but it will be an honor to interview you, sir, to have you here on the show. So if you're interested, let me know, please. I will try to contact you through Messenger, okay? Let me write it down. Cool. Okay, great. Maestro Danny Arnold says, buenos días, mi hermano. Good morning, sir. Thank you. Buenos días. Gracias. So, like I was saying, for me, I've been studying more and more about the history of Kenpo, okay? So, for me, that's very important. Now, Maestro Guido Polidori dice, ¿cómo viajo desde la fase ideal de unas técnicas a una respuesta real y con opciones y movimientos reales? ¿Cuál sería el método OS? Ok, so, Guido, si no te molesta, lo voy a decir en inglés y si no te queda claro, lo platicamos en otro programa en español. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Orman. It will be a complete honor, and I mean that, to be able to interview you, sir, and to have you on the show sharing your experience of the art. So, okay, so Guido, how do I travel or move from the ideal phase of the techniques into a real response with options and real movements? What would be the method? So I'm going to say my opinion about this. If you have another opinion, please share it here. Put it on the comments and I will put it out, okay, for sure. So the ideal phase of the technique, okay, we have to understand, of course, that you know this, Mr. Polidori, of course, that the ideal, the phase is, the techniques are case studies of motion. Maestro Tim Bulot. Yes, my friend, listening in from my squad car. Thank you, sir. It's an honor. It's an honor. And I'll see you soon on the show again, man. You have to be back. Yes. And I really enjoy your episodes of Kenpo episodes from the past. Okay. So let me see if I can share one of these episodes today. Yeah, I should do that. Yeah, that would be cool. Okay. And let me look for them. Mm-hmm. Okay. Tim Hewlett says a few street fight will move you out of the ideal phase. That's for sure. Yes, of course. That would definitely do it. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. Great. Yes, and that being said, okay, to move out of the ideal phase, first of all, you need to be realistic. So thank you, Mr. Bulot, maestro. Thank you, sir. Okay, so, okay, I'm going to share a little bit of Training to Survive, the Kenpo TV show from 1996 from Mr. Bulot. Okay, I'll share it a little bit later today. But before that, I'm going to try to answer this question. So, first of all, Mr. Polidori, you have to be honest. You have to be realistic, okay? Now, you have to, of course, that you already know this, but I'm just going to give my opinions, okay? But I know you have yours. But thank you so much. Muchas gracias por preguntar, mi estimado. So, to go from the ideal phase, like, I'm going to quote the late Grandmaster Frank Trejo, who would say, from the ideal to the real deal, right? So to go from the ideal to the real deal, you have to be honest with yourself, okay? And you have to put yourself to the test. And how do you do that? Well, you do it with sparring. Now, if you want to go out to the streets and fight, I wouldn't suggest to do that. I don't think it's practical. I don't think it's a good idea. And that might get you in troubles with the law and some other kinds of troubles, okay? So put it to the test on the studio. So Mr. Parker actually left the path. So you have basic fundamentals, then you have self-defense, and then you have freestyle, okay? And that's the next level. So actually, the way I perceive it and I understanding is you do the basics first, you learn the basics, you learn the vocabulary of motion, then you apply them in self-defense scenarios, case studies of motion, and then you apply it and you take it to freestyle. That's when you have a partner that is not helping you out, that it's offering you resistance, and that wants the same thing that you want. He wants to beat you. He wants to hit you. He wants to control you. He wants to win the fight, okay? So he's not going to let you do just the technique in the ideal phase. You're going to have to adapt it. So if you can spar, now sparring is not as safe, gear up, okay? Use some equipment and try to apply what you learn in self-defense into freestyle. And in order to do that, you have the freestyle techniques, okay? Sorry, oh my God, Jesus Christ. Sorry, it's allergy. It's not a cold, okay, or the other thing. Okay, so let's see. Maestro Daniel says, good afternoon, Weapons Academy, Mr. Tim Bulot. Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Mr. Tim Bulot. Yes, thank you, sir. Jardinero says, looking forward to your interview with Alfred Magna. Yes, that's going to be cool. That's going to be next week, sir. I believe it's going to be on the 16th, okay? So next week. So this weekend, the flyer should be up and for the promotion for that show, for that interview. Thank you. Yes, I look forward to that as well. That's going to be freaking amazing for sure. Thank you so much. Hector Baltazar, good afternoon, Master. Greetings from Chile, Viña del Mar. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. Thank you. My regards to Viña del Mar. Saludos a todos allá. Gracias. Rafael Herrera, gran saludo. Big salute from Spain, Maestro Soto. Gracias, Maestro Herrera. Saludos. Thank you, sir. So, that's why you have the freestyles, okay? Now, when you start doing like B1A or B2A and all of that, you start doing and applying what you learn in self-defense into fighting, okay? Now, from there, you need to start adding variables, and you need start to put some resistance, okay? And that you can talk it with your partner. Okay, so for example, you do the B1A and he ducks or he parries or he pulls the hand, right? And then you start adding and adding and adding and adding resistance until you go into a free flow or freestyle or sparring session. But not just sparring just like that, okay? Not just kickboxing. There's nothing wrong with kickboxing. Kickboxing is good, boxing is good, all of those are good. But then you're not applying Kenpo. And then if you're learning the vocabulary of motions in the basics, and then you're learning how to apply them with all the concepts, principles, and theories of motion in the self-defense, in the case studies of motion, why not do it in sparring? Why doing something else? Why doing point fighting or sports karate? Or why doing kickboxing? Why not doing Kenpo? Why not controlling height, width, and depth and everything that you control in case studies of motion on self-defense? Why not try to do it in freestyle? Okay, so you gather what you learn from the self-defense techniques and you try to put them on freestyle. Okay, and you do that gradually, and that's part of your training. Okay, that's actually part of your training. So that's basically what I teach, how I teach it to my students. Okay. Thank you. Gracias, Maestro Polidori. Si no le quedó claro, mi estimado, luego lo vemos en español con mucho gusto en otro programa. Maestro Ricky Galvez, maestrazo, mi hermano. ¿Cómo está, brother? Mi amigo, un abrazo, saludos. Okay, so good. Thank you. We have some questions. So I was saying, if you can, okay. Also, Mr. Bullitt says spar with other styles as well. Thank you, sir. Yes, put yourself to the test. If you can, spar with a grappler, okay? Then you'll get some idea on how they close the distance and they take you down, okay? Then you can put to the test the moves that you learn from your RAM techniques, okay? See if they work or not, or if you need to adapt them. Okay, now one thing is very, very important. If you feel that your Kenpo it's coming up short, it's not the art, it's you. Okay, you need to make yourself responsible. And I'm not trying to put guilt on you. That's not the issue here. I'm trying to make you responsible so you have the power to change it. You have the power to be better at it. Okay, be responsible of your training. If you're not knowing how to apply a technique or something, it's because you're doing something wrong or you're not practicing enough to make the move work. Remember, to make the move work, you need to practice it and practice and practice it and practice it not with just a complacency or a compliant opponent, but also with an opponent who's not being compliant, who's not helping you out, who's putting a resistance, okay, who's doing takedowns in another way that you are not used to because he knows how to do the double take leg downs or whatever, double leg takedowns or the one leg takedowns or whatever, train with a judoka. Train with a BJJ guy, train with a kickboxer, train with an MMA guy. Put yourself to the test, okay? But look for guys that are friendly, right? It's not about you being the tough man. No, it's about learning, okay? It's about learning. It's about the process so you're ready for an altercation. That's the whole idea, okay? It's not about saying that, my belt is longer than your belt. No. That kind of ego nonsense is not good, okay? It's not good for your growth. It's probably going to be good for your ego, but it's not going to be good for your growth. And that's what you want. So thank you, Maestro Bullitt. Okay, so now that Maestro Bullitt is here, let me just share a little bit. Okay, I'm going to put it here on screen, okay, because I really, really like this stuff, and I want to share it with you, okay? Now, Mr. Bullitt has been sharing this guys here, okay? Training to Survive. This is episode 3. He already has like 5 or 6 episodes out there, okay? And I think you should really, really take the most out of this, okay? There it is. Okay, so he has a lot of vintage footage from back from the 90s, okay, where he did this show, and he's using the same cameras. See, as you see here, this is of course a reason when he does the intro, he gives a little bit of a background and a history background and how were things during those days. And then he puts on the show right here. Okay. So I really, really, really suggest that you go here because it's really, really nice. If you're a Kenpo guy, I really, really enjoy when I see good, solid freaking Kenpo out there, with people doing demo, and not just the masters, also the students. You're going to see a lot of his students from back of those days doing Kenpo, from yellow belts to all the way to black belts and stuff. So you're going to see different levels of proficiency, and they're all making their Kenpo work. Okay. Of course, it's on the studio, and of course, it's the ideal face or whatever. But they also put a lot of crafting, a lot of extensions, a lot of stuff that it was already out there back in the 90s. Okay. A lot of very cool stuff, of course. So if you can, okay, let me go forward a little bit so I can show you some of the stuff there. Okay. So if you can, try to see this. Okay. I really, really suggest, I'm very honored and, I'm very honored and privileged. I have the privilege to call Mr. Buell my friend. And he's also my police tactics instructor. Okay. He has his weapons academy in Texas. I've been there in a couple of occasions for week-long courses. And really, I have learned a lot. So, and also, I've known Mr. Buell since actually that time, since the 90s, when I was studying at Grandmaster Larry Tatum's studio back in Pasadena on Green Street studio. He used to go there as well, and I met him back in those days. And I remember that I really liked his grafting versions of the techniques. His abilities were awesome, and still are. So if you can, watch this show, learn. There's the man, okay, from back in the 90s. You look young, my friend there. Yes. So this Training to Survive series, try to watch it, learn it. This is good. This is good Kenpo solid stuff. So get the most out of it, man. Share it, like it, and let him know that you're watching. That also helps a lot, because it's very encouraging to see people that are, enjoying your work, because this is a lot of work, a lot of work back in those days. And see, there you go, a purple belt, right? And you see females, there we go, nice. See, look at that. See, beautiful techniques, okay? And you see all these women, not just guys, doing Kenpo in a freaking nice way. So, man, if you can watch it, then you have this tip of the week crime prevention thing, which is also cool. It still applies till today, Okay, so, and everybody looks so young there. Okay, this is so freaking cool. So watch it, learn it. Get the most out of it. Share it with your friends. If you're a Kenpo guy, this is good stuff, okay? Now we have here video archives of the martial arts, okay? And he gives, oh my God, yes, this is the episode. I'm sorry, I didn't pick this one, okay? I just got the first one that came out, but thank you. Okay, in this video archives, he's gonna share a little bit of a video that we did back in 2010, I believe it was, in Bogota, when we filmed the movie El Negocio. Okay, we had a little bit of a break, and we did, Tim produced with me a little bit of a video of what I used to teach back there, which was the Kinetic Dragon Method program from back in the days that has now changed into what I call Kenpo from the Street, Kinetica for Your Life. Okay, so this was, really cool. We're on the top, we're on the rooftop of a building there in Bogota. Beautiful sightseeing, beautiful places. Look at that. That's freaking amazing. So if you can, if you can enjoy it, watch it, please do. It's a good material. Okay. It's some cool stuff to remember. This was like 12 years ago. Okay. So this is the stuff I was doing back in those days. Okay, let me take this out. Okay, so there you go. Good. Thank you. Okay, Mr. Orman says you teach to inspire and be inspired. Yes, sir. Yes. Amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you. Okay, Catherine Sumter says, when I hold sparring at my school, I look for clean points. Okay, simply connecting a strike isn't enough. So sparring isn't realistic, but it demands better technical execution from the fighter, which in my observation is ultimately more effective. There you go. Okay, of course, sparring is not the real street situation, because in sparring in a dojo, you're controlling the variables. Okay, there's not somebody else who's going to jump in, or they're not going to pull a gun, or they're not going to, you're not going to be assaulted by different guys and whatever, right? In the dojo, and then you can always, the instructor can always say stop, and people will stop and they will listen, mostly, for the most part. So yes, but it's if you're just doing techniques and you're not doing freestyle, if you're not sparring a little bit, you're missing that. You have to take it to the next level. Okay, so uh, thank you, Mr. Bulot, for sharing this training to survive. This is freaking cool. I really like it. Thank you, sir, and keep up the good work, my friend. I hope you keep on doing this because this benefits Kenpo and the martial arts and people for sure. Okay, so uh, like I was saying, now, why do I care so much about history? I do. At the beginning, I didn't that much. I mean, I was more caught up when I started Kenpo back in the '90s. When I started studying Kenpo, learning Kenpo, I was more caught up in learning Kenpo, in learning the curriculum, and learning all the techniques, and I was freaking excited every time I learned a new technique. I'm going to learn parting wings. I'm going to learn detour from doom. Oh my God, what the hell is detour from doom? And then I learned, and then I don't know, brushing the storm, and I was so freaking excited. Okay. Maestro Naked Rojas, buenas tardes. Buenas tardes. Saludos desde el Ecuador, maestro Frank Soto. Saludos, maestro. Gracias. Saludos a toda la bella gente de Ecuador. Okay, so I was freaking excited. And then, once you learn the whole curriculum and then you learn the extensions and you learn all the forms and you learn all the freestyles and you learn all the secrets and you start going into the system and all of that stuff, right? Then you start asking, where does this come from? Okay, and where am I going with this? I've learned all the stuff. Now what? Is it over? Is it really over? No, it's just the beginning. You're just getting started. You were getting ready to learn. That's how I perceive it now. So I started going deeper and deeper into history, and I noticed that there are a lot of holes in the Kenpo history. We don't know much. We don't know a lot of stuff. We don't know a lot of the origins. So I'm actually trying to share with you my findings because they have helped me to understand the origins and to appreciate all of the Kenpo out there. Now, one of the things about Kenpo, one of the most important things about Kenpo, and it's one of the things that they criticize the most, the haters. Don't listen to the haters. Don't listen to the naysayers. That what Mr. Schwarzenegger would say. Never listen to the naysayers. So don't listen to the naysayers, okay? Don't listen to the haters. Now, one of the things that Kenpo gets criticized the most is because there's so many different Kenpos. Okay. That's one of the most amazing things about Kenpo, that you can tailor it to yourself. You can tailor it to your environment. You can tailor it to your, period of time that you're living, to your needs, and you can adapt it and change it. Okay, it gives you that freedom. That makes Kenpo so amazing. Okay, so if you're one of those that say, all Kenpos should be the same, no, they shouldn't. Okay, all Kenpos are as good. Okay, this is another thing. Every one of the Kenpos out there, Kaju Kenpo, American Kenpo, Shaolin Kenpo, Hawaiian Kenpo, Kosho-ryu Kenpo, Lima Lama, who's also Kenpo related art, Karaho Kenpo, Chinese Kenpo, Japanese Kenpo, all of the Kenpos out there, Okinawan Kenpo, whatever Kenpo that is out there, they're all good. All of them. They're all good. They're all valid. They're all amazing. Why? They're all good. Depends on two things, okay? Why they were developed, that different style of Kenpo, the why and what for, okay? If you understand why did they created that version of Kenpo and what for, what's the objective of that, and you understand the context when it was created and why and by whom and what were they living at that time, you will see how good and valid that Kenpo is. Okay, so please stop judging other Kenpos. That's not good. Okay, all the Kenpos are good. American Kenpo Jiu-Jitsu, Kenpo 5.0, all of the Kenpos, all of them, eclectic Kenpo, holistic Kenpo, whatever Kenpo, American Kenpo, Irish Kenpo, Mexican Kenpo, Chilean Kenpo, you name it. Okay, Kenpo Karate Kenpo, Kenpo Jiu-Jitsu, Kenpo whatever you do, they're all good. That's the beauty of Kenpo, okay? Depends on the why and the what for, okay? So instead of trying to dismiss the Kenpo and saying your Kenpo is better, your Kenpo is better for what? Okay? If you created Kenpo to assess the MMA type of fighter, good. Then it's good for that. Right? If you create Kenpo for, teaching the police, good. If you do it for the military, good. You're going to have to change it. You're going to have to adapt it. And that's one of the things about Kenpo. You can adapt it. Okay? You can. Donnie Arnold says that was a pretty good Schwarzenegger impression, my friend. Thank you. Get to the chopper. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay, so yes, so all of the Kenpos out there are good. And this is one of the things that I have really, really learned from studying history. Okay? Whether it's Chinese, Japanese, American, Hawaiian, Polynesian, whatever, they're all valid and good. Okay, all of them, okay, because I have learned to focus on the similarities and also respect and appreciate the differences. Okay, once I started understanding that they're all connected and that they're all similar, okay, give me a second. Then I started appreciating all the differences, the difference nuances, the different approaches, the different spice, okay, the different versions of Kenpo. And then you start seeing it and say, oh, wow, this is freaking cool, right? And it's so amazing, man. They really are. These guys, I mean, all of you guys out there are good at some level in some things, and you cannot cover everything, right? You're going to have to choose some type of expression of area. Sorry. Oh my God. Let me turn off the air conditioning. There we go. Much better. Okay. So this is truly important. Okay. If you learn to appreciate all of the Kenpos, all of the Kenpo versions out there, Thai transitional action integrated from the late Grandmaster Dave German, the Tracy's Kenpo, that's also good, right? I don't know, so many Kenpos out there, man. There's so many. I can say that there are as many Kenpos as there are teachers or instructors, because everybody can put their flavor into it, their understanding, okay? But there is a spine, a branch, okay? There's a tree. You have the roots, and then you have this huge tree, and then you have the branches, okay, and twigs. But there's this huge, big center branch or tree, okay? And that's what we need to know about history. Now, once you understand that, and you see all the branches that have come out of there, all of them, they're all valid because all of them create the tree. And all of them put together, they make a huge tree that will give shadow, right? Comfort to all of the people that approaches the tree, right? And so Kenpo is one big tree, okay? And you have all these different branches, okay? But not just at Parker's Kenpo, no. So I'm going to ask here, if anybody can tell me, when did American Kenpo started? When did it start? What was the beginning of, who started American Kenpo Karate? Can anybody tell me? Please. Okay. Buenas tardes, Big Master. How you doing? Saludos. Salud from Brazil, Manaus. Bon café marcial. Yes. Obrigado, maestre. Okay. This I don't know what you say at the end. Sorry. My Portuguese is not good. Pero gracias. Obrigado. That's as far as I go. Okay. Gracias. Hasta ahí llego. Obrigado. Okay. No entendí lo último. Deus abençoe. ¿Qué es eso? No sé. Discúlpame. No sé. But okay. So, cool. Gracias. Thank you. So, if you guys know, who started American Kenpo? Okay. The American version of Kenpo. Okay. Ah, yes, I was waiting for my friend. Yes, Maestro Sammy Ibrahim. Yes, I knew you were watching. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Depends on what you mean by American Kempo. Nice answer. Yes, depends on what you mean by American Kempo. So, by American Kempo, I mean Kempo that was taught in America. Yes. Okay. So, uh, Carlos Villarroel sí dice, Dios lo bendiga, God bless. Igualmente, gracias. Dios te bendiga a ti también, mi estimado. Gracias. Saludos, maestrazo. Okay, so it depends on what you say by American Kempo. So for me, American Kempo or branch of American Kempo started with one man, okay? And this is my understanding. Like I said, these are Kempo opinions, okay? So I'm open to other opinions, no problem. But for me, it started with one man, James Masayoshi Mitose. He was the one that started with our lineage of Kenpo that we have today, because he was the one that brought Kenpo from Japan into Hawaii, which was an American territory back in 1936, somewhere around there. Okay. Are you asking mainland USA? Well, no, I'm actually talking about Hawaii, but that's where it started, because Hawaii was already a territory of America. But why am I saying that Mitose was the first one? Because he was the first one that taught Kenpo and added the American flag. Okay? And he started teaching Kenpo to Americans, to Western people. Okay? Now, our lineage of Kenpo. Okay? And our lineage of Kenpo comes from James Masayoshi Mitose. Where did he learn Kenpo from? I'm not going to get there. Okay? Okay. Sammy Ibrahim says 1933. Thank you. Dojo Thomas Mishahiro Misuho Mutsu Kamisu. Okay. Let's agree to disagree. This man, yes, they taught Kenpo, but it was the other lineage of Kenpo, which is also good. But our lineage of Kenpo comes from Masayoshi Mitose. Okay. And Masayoshi Mitose didn't learn from this three men. Okay. This is my opinion, like I said. But thank you, Maestro. Okay. But these men are also important. Thomas Miyashiro, Misuho Mutsu, and Kamesuke Higashiona, but I have an understanding that these guys were more Okinawan Kenpo, okay? Like you told me. Okay, so Danny Arnold says, I don't know if I'm right or not, but I'll say American Kenpo was probably birthed when William Chow took his training in more ballistic fight direction. James Mitose went in a more spiritual direction. Yes, yes, William Chow was the next guy, yes. But it actually started with Mitose. Okay, because William Chow, before Masayoshi, he was doing his kung fu stuff that he learned from his father and his uncle, and allegedly that was taught to them by his grandfather. Okay, so Armin 23 says, in that case, yes, I agree. Oh, cool. Thank you for agreeing. And you don't have to agree with me, sir, but thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, this, like I said, are my opinions, and these are just my opinions, so you don't have to agree. Okay, so I'm open to other opinions. So thank you, Sammy, for that information, sir. Okay, so Danny Arnold says, I see what you mean now. James Mitose, yes. Okay, so Mitose was the one that brought Kenpo from Japan. Okay, Sammy says they were indeed Ryu Kyuan Kenpo and popularized Kenpo karate in Hawaii and Brown books about. There you go. Yes, Ryu Kyuan Kenpo. Yes, of course, indeed. Yeah, you have mentioned that before, sir. Thank you. Yes, yes. Merv Orman says, when training, try to music, learn tempo, Kenpo, different beat timing. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. That's cool. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so so Mitose, this controversial character in our history, was the one that brought Kenpo from Japan into Hawaii, and he started teaching it to different guys. Okay, and we can say that his most important student was William Kwai-Sun Chow. And why am I saying this? Because he was the one that transcended the more in history. Okay, let's just put it that way. Okay, to not go into controversial thing, because I'm not trying to be controversial. I'm actually trying to put everything together. Okay, similarity. So when Mitose started teaching, he was teaching Kenpo Jujutsu. He was not teaching Koshu Shorei Ryu. That came after. He started first, he was teaching Kenpo Jujutsu. Okay, we can see it in his book, What is Self-Defense, where he calls it his art Kenpo Jujutsu. Okay, so And yes, in the book, most of the stuff he shows there, it's more Okinawan oriented. Yes. But there was another element there that you might not see in the book, or you might. Because, well, then Chow learned from Mitose, and then Chow, yes, he spiced it up with his Chinese stuff, okay? Okay, yes, I know these facts. Yes, according to Thomas Young, Mitose first students and Bobby Lowe, Mitose taught the nine Hanchi kata and Abo kata and the use of the Makiwara. All of those are from Ryukyu. Yes, I know. Yes, I know this, man. Yeah, but that doesn't mean he didn't know anything else. Does it? Just a question there. Or you think that was all the extent of his knowledge? Or do you think there's a possibility he knew more? Just asking. Okay? So, and the Makiwara, it's also used, I believe it's also used in Japan. So I think, or we can consider that as well. That is not just a tool from the Okinawans, right? I mean, at the end, they were so close and they were also exchanging. So why not the Makiwara couldn't be used in Japan? Okay. Jaime Duran says, what's up, master? What's up, my friend? Okay. Sammy says he was also close to Henry Okazaki and was definitely expert in Jiu-Jitsu. Yes, I know. Yes, he was close to Okazaki. Yes, thank you for sharing, my friend. Thank you. Armis23 says, one of the beautiful things about Kenpo is it always changing and incorporating other styles. Yes, it's eclectic. Yes, and evolving, always evolving. Yes, that's one of the, it's like a living entity that breathes and feeds from other styles, and it's always, and it lives through the individual, of course. It lives through the practitioner, but that entity, it's always growing and getting bigger and evolving. Yes, thank you, sir. Much appreciated. So, Chow did add some of the Chinese stuff he learned, for sure. But here's a question, and there's a question for you, Sammy, and for everybody that's watching. Why did Chow called what he was teaching Kenpo Karate, and why not call it Kung Fu? Kenpo Karate, it's a Japanese name. Why not call it Kung Fu? Some type of Kung Fu, whatever, mantis, tiger and crane, tiger or whatever. I don't know much about Kung Fu. Why not call it a Chinese system? Why call it a Japanese system and use a karate gi and an obi, a belt? Why not going to the Chinese if he was a Chinese, just teaching Chinese art? That's a question to ask, to ask. Sammy, Mitose also alluded to being an expert in the use of the katana based on threats he made when angry. There you go. So if he was an expert in the use of the katana, did he learn the katana from the Okinawans? Or the katana comes from mainland Japan? Okay, so thank you, sir. So anyway, like I was saying, this is getting good. This is really, I like this. This is good. This is good. Thank you, Sammy. You're the man. You are the man. Okay, so Mitose was the one that started. And why is this important? Because out of Mitose came different lines. Okay, so you have William Chow, who became like the most, important one when it comes to teaching, because he made the biggest impact. And then you have other guys that came later on, like Bruce Jagnik, Tomas Barros Mitose, right? And they teach something different from what William Chow teaches. Okay, it's not the same. It's more in that Okinawan approach that Sami is being nice enough to mention it. Thank you, sir. Okay. Okay, we have Mr. Orman saying something important here. Mr. Parker once gave me an explanation that self-defense was like a composer writing music. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. And yes, that's a great analogy. Right, great. Can you tell us what he meant with it, sir? So anyway, salud. So this is why I wanted to touch history a little bit, because I know it becomes an interesting topic for some people. Now, like I said, I'm not trying to make a controversial thing. I'm trying to include everybody, not to exclude. I don't care. At the end, I don't care exactly where it comes from. I care about seeing the similarities. I believe that the Chinese, yes, had something to do, but also the Japanese, and also there is an Okinawan influence for whatever reason, but there is. Okay, so you have three different influences there. Okay, it depends on which branch of Kenpo you're doing, on which one you're expressing. Okay, so that's cool. Okay, now Sammy is very active today. Thank you, my friend. Sammy says the Chinese community was giving William Chow some flack for teaching outsiders. They were teaching Chinese martial arts first at a horse stable in Hawaii and later at a laundry mat. William Chow's father also worked at a laundry mat before he became a tailor. William Chow knew that what he was teaching was not 100% only Southern Chinese martial art, but also the Ryukyuan martial arts. Okay, so you know this for wait, did he tell you this, or you just basing on what you know? Okay, because I believe in history, we shouldn't have obsoletes. That's all I'm saying, my friend. Could it be something else? Could it be something more than just this? Okay, could Xiao know something more than just the Ryukyuan martial arts? Because, sorry, I have to say, I have studied a lot of the Kenpo from Parker, and that comes from Chow, of course. And I have also studied the Okinawan stuff because I'm also a student of Mr. Jugnik, who bases his Kenpo on Okinawan katas, karate katas, and all of that, which is also good. I have to say, they're also good. Okay, I like it too. But I see a big difference. Okay, so I don't see the Ryukyuan martial art in Chow's expression. Sorry, I just don't. Maybe I'm stupid. It could be. Maybe I'm ignorant. But I see something different. So I see a possibility of something different there. I'm just asking, you think there could be something different there? Sammy? Okay. Okay, Sammy says, yes, for sure. Shao spent a ton of time in Okazaki Dojo, and his brother John and him compared information and developed counters to each other. There you go. Cool. Okay, great. Okay, so that being said, Mitose, Shao, then you have, for me, what I believe is the next guy in line, Senior Grandmaster Ed Parker. Now, I'm talking about American Kenpo, okay? American Kenpo. Because out of Chow, you have Kaju Kenpo, you have Shaolin Kenpo, you have Hawaiian Kenpo, right? And you have other lines, Nick Series Kenpo, Karaho Kenpo, okay? And they're all good. They're all good. If you know why and what for they were created, they're all good. And I enjoy them and I like them all. I see the similarities, yes. And I also appreciate the differences and respect the differences. So, yes, there's always a connection, Sammy, for sure. But, okay, this is the main branch of American Kenpo. That's why I mentioned that James Mitose was the first one that brought American Kenpo. Because if we see Ed Parker's American Kenpo, we see William Chow's Kenpo Karate before it became Karaho. Then it became Karaho Kenpo. He called it Karaho Kenpo. I think it was already in the 80s. Okay, a little bit. Yes, I think it was in the 80s, a little bit before his passing. I think he passed away in 86 or 87. I think it was 87, right? I could be wrong. So this branch of Kenpo, it's definitely, for sure, I see a difference from the what you mentioned, the Ryukyuan. Is that the name you put it? Yeah, Ryukyuan. Okay. Mr. Arnold says it would be interesting to see the similarities and the difference between Mitose's original Loin Pine Tree Kenpo and our present-day Parker System Kenpo. That would be fun to see. And would that be possible? That's the question. Would that be possible? Can we really see Mitose's the whole extent of Mitose's original Long Pine Tree Kenpo? Because, see, the thing that we have to understand here, Mitose didn't call it Long Pine Tree Kenpo from the beginning. He called it Kenpo Jujutsu. And then Shorin Ryu Kenpo came later, the name. And this is a fact. I mean, these are the facts that we know, okay? Did he have the Shorin Ryu from the beginning? Probably. I don't know. Probably, right? That's a good question. But at the beginning, he called it Kenpo Jujutsu. Okay. So, um, did he call it like that because of Okazaki? Do we know that for a fact, or could it be something else? That's also my question. Now, you need to ask yourself these things when you're studying history. You cannot go into absolutes because you might leave something out. Okay. Same thing with the facts. You can go into just facts, but you might leave something out. Okay. Maybe. I don't know. We need to think of all these things. Okay. But the fact is, if we're talking about facts, that Mitose was the one that Mr. Masayoshi, Professor Mitose, was the one that started this, our branch of American Kenpo. Okay. And I believe that from there we have all the other, and they created their own trees for sure. Okay. So out of William Chow, we have Mr. Parker. Okay. For me, Parker was the main or the most important guy because he was the one that transcended the most in history, right? That's why. That's what I'm basing this on. Okay. I could be wrong. Please don't kill the messenger. I could be wrong. But that's what I see. Because Parker brought Kenpo to mainland, was one of the first guys that brought Kenpo into mainland and made it big because of Hollywood and all of that. Okay. Okay. Sammy says, when it comes to Hawaii, so many of the martial arts experts knew each other, and the students were training with multiple teachers. Even at the horse stable, the Chinese immigrants were teaching several different arts without any one teacher being the only head honcho. Mitose Dojo joined Okazaki Nation when Mitose left for America. They were all friends. Sure. But do you tell everything to your friends, my friend? I don't tell everything that I know to my friends. They don't want to hear. Even my martial arts friends, they don't know the extent of all of my knowledge, and I don't know the extent of all of theirs. Even though we share, do you tell all your life to your friends because you're friends? And let's go back into that context. It was around World War II, where the Japanese were not seen nice. Okay, they're having a rough time in Hawaii and America because of the war. I'm not saying nothing different. Okay, it was a rough time. It was war times. So when you're at war, you're a warrior, man. Do you tell everything to your friends, especially if you're in a conflict, or do you keep things to yourself? That would be my question. What do you think? Okay, so again, I don't think absolutes are good. That's my opinion. That's it. Armis 23 says, if you understand the past of the art, you have an idea of the future of the art. Yes. Yes. And then you're not condemned. You're not, you don't have to repeat it. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sammy said, Mr. Parker studied judo with a guy who was also involved with I guess it was Okazaki school, and was a huge influence on a small circle. Ken Kawachi. Unsure if I spelled that right. Cool. Cool, man. You are the man with the knowledge and the facts. Yes, I like that. Congratulations on all of your research. And I mean that in a very, very good way, my friend. I think you are the freaking man when it comes to all of this history stuff. Yes, yes. Good. Coffee, good. Yes, so we come to Parker. Now, from Parker, we'll have other branches of Kenpo. Yes, yes. Sammy says, we are on the same boat with Mitose as far as being in war in terms of teaching a certain way. Of course. Of course. Cool. Thank you, sir. Yes. At least we agree on something. I'm just kidding, my friend. And I really believe that you have some very amazing knowledge. That's why I ask you nicely to be on the show on a regular basis. That's why I enjoy every time you come here. Yes, sir. He definitely kept secrets, and the issue I have is trying to dig that what decades later are almost impossible task. Yes, agree. Almost impossible task. Agree. I mean, how can you bring the secrets out? I guess you will have to have a source there or something that was there or something, right? I don't think it's easy, but keep up the good work, my friend. Okay, so we have Parker now. So Parker brought Kenpo into mainland and put it on mainstream. He is the one, I mean, that made it explode. And out of Parker, we have all these different lineages because, well, Parker got connected with the Chinese in mainland as well. Okay, with prominent names like James Wing Wu, Bin Lao, and those masters from the past, amazing martial arts masters. Okay, that were there and help him in his journey. Okay, teaching Kenpo in America. Okay, and Mr. Parker created his own version, okay, added to it, and he was the one that put the name American Kenpo Karate. Okay, so Mitose called it Kenpo Jiu-Jitsu, Shao called it Kenpo Karate, right? Karate, Kenpo Karate. Okay, so Kenpo Karate, and then we have Mr. Parker saying American Kenpo Karate. Okay, so and from Parker we have all these different branches, right? You have the guys that went, for example, Mr. James Ebrow and all of those guys that went with most like Wing Wu, James Wing Wu lineage when they had that split up, whatever. And then you have the Tracy's doing their own Tracy Kenpo. That comes from Parker as well. Okay. Yes, of course, they had other influences. I'm not taking anything away from them, but they started Kenpo with Parker. And this is a fact that they share on their website, right? Yes, also Mr. Ming Lum. Yes, I actually had to meet the late. I met the late Mr. Maestro Ming Lum in L.A. I think it was 2006 or 2007. 2007 when we went to the Whipping Willow gathering in Orange County, and I had the honor and the pleasure of meeting, just briefly saying hello, of course, to Master Ming Lum. The godfather of San Francisco introduced him to all of Chinese master in California because Ming Lum was a friend of Ed Parker's father and knew William Shaw. Tongue connections. Yes, cool. Yes. Okay, amazing. Okay. Liga Jing says, saludos, Maestro Frank Soto. Yes, saludos. Gracias. Thank you. Saludos, Maestro. Okay, so you got Parker there teaching Kenpo and putting it out there, okay? Jose Miguel Ponce, excellent show, a lot of new knowledge. Thank you, my friend. Saludos, abrazo, gracias, maestro. Okay, so Parker put Kenpo out there, and then you have all these lineages that come out of him as well. Boom, branch out or whatever, right? And they're also all valid, okay? And thus, for me, that's the three main guys. And then you have, out of Parker, you have the seniors. Now, there are different main seniors, okay? I'm not going to say, all I can say is this, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to put it out there. There was an heir. In a moment of history before Mr. Parker's passing, there was one guy, there was actually two of them, that they were considered to become heirs of the art. I'm not going to say the names because I don't want to get there, but all I can say this, and at the end, it didn't happen with neither of them, okay? But there were two names that they were supposed to be the heir, and I got this from a good source, okay? But like I said, it's just my opinion. Don't kill the messenger. I'm not going to say the names, but there were two heirs. They were definitely being considered to become the next guy when after Mr. Parker's retirement. Of course, he died untimely. I mean, nobody was expecting for him to pass on so young. 59 is still young, man. It's not. I mean, it's not old. Okay, let's see. Great Puma says his son. Maybe. Yeah, of course. I think so. I think one of them was his son, of course, because of blood. I mean, if I'm going to pass my business or my art to someone, wouldn't I consider my son? That would be just a question, right? So I think so. I think that was one of them. Probably, yeah. Okay. Sam Ibrahim said one of them is mentioned in a magazine article. Oh, yeah, I guess. Yeah. Was that the Black Ball article? I think. Or it was a Kung Fu, Inside Kung Fu. I don't remember. Okay. Danny Arnold says, "Oh man, the suspense is killing me." Oh man. Yes, yes. So, uh, I'm not going to say the names. I am definitely not going to say the names because I don't want to call. It's not about causing controversy. It's not my idea. I don't try to bring separation because I believe that all of the seniors out there, and actually anybody who's teaching Kempo, it's an extension of the art. It's in a way it's an heir, okay? Because you are keeping the flame alive. And what makes you a better heir than anybody else? Your work. Okay, so if you want to be the heir, if you want to be the big kahuna, if you want to be the big shot, if you want to be the ultimate Kempo master or whatever, put in the work. Okay, don't wait for somebody to come and hit you in the back and say you are the man. No, you are already the man. Just put in the work. That's what makes the difference. Work, 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 work. Not how many if you have the 2 bars or how much rank do you have, how many degrees or whatever, if you're a 10 degree or a 9 degree or a 5th degree, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. What matters is how much work have you put out there, how many hours into teaching, how many hours into promoting, how many hours into doing your thing for the community, for the art, for the legacy, for that's it. That's what makes, and that's what adds into the whole. If you want to add, work harder. Stop talking bad things about others. Stop comparing yourself with others, because that's only going to take you into suffering. It really, because you're not going to win. You're not. Okay. Okay. Sammy says, I forgot which one, but it's not hard to dig up. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yes, of course. I mean, it's out there for sure. Thank you, my friend. So, but like I said, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't, because I believe that all of the students, all of them, are heirs in their own right. Okay. Let's see. Danny says, this episode has fired me up now. I want to be on the mat now. Ah, yes. Yes, sir. Yes, that's amazing. That's it. That's it. Like Mr. Maestro Orman says earlier. Let's see. Let me bring the comment here. And because I liked it. What did he say? Okay. Where is it? Where is it? Come on. Come on. Let me. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? There you go. Mr. Orman says, you teach to inspire and be inspired. Yes. So it's cool to inspire people. Yes, that's the whole point. Okay. Central Coast Kenpo Karate, CCK, it's not who's right, but who's left. Keep the flame alive. Salute. Yes, it's not who's right, but who's left. On the street, right? Not who's right, but who's left, that counts. So keep the flame alive. Yes. Yes. So if you are doing your job, if you are keeping the flame alive, if you're teaching, you are an heir. Okay? You are a part of that legacy. You are a part of that system. Nobody can take that away from you. Nobody. Not me, not anybody. For sure, not me. I mean, who am I? Just some guy talking here. Nonsense. Okay? But I am a passionate Kempoist, and I want to do my part. That's why I do this, my friends. That's why I do. That's the reason why I do this. Because we want to keep this flame alive. We want to spread the fire. We want to burn everything with Kenpo and teach it to the new generations. Okay? And negativity doesn't bring new students. We need to be positive. We need to stop fighting. Who has the higher rank? Who has the better lineage? We need to stop all of that nonsense. Okay? We have to understand history, yes, to understand that all of these guys were open. See, a good example, Mr. Parker was opening to other systems. He opened his heart and his mind into teaching and sharing and learning from other people. Just an example to put this as a fact, International Karate Championships. It was not International Kenpo Tournament or Championships, International Karate Championships. So, and it was an open tournament for everybody to come in. And he will promote anybody or everybody that was good. Right? He would, because of the sake of the art. That's why he helped launch Bruce Lee's career. He set the scenario for big names like Benny the Jet Urquidez, Chuck Norris, Joe Louis, Bill Wallace, Billy Blanks, I don't know, you name it. All of those guys fought at that tournament, and they were seen by producers, by people. They got fame and everything, and they, of course, on their own merits, they created their careers. I'm not taking anything away from them, but it was Mr. Parker that created that for them to shine. Okay, sometimes you have everything, all the talents and everything, all the work to shine, but you don't have where to go. And if you have somebody else that had created that for you, amazing, right? So, okay, I'm going to continue to talk about this more. But Central Coast, Kenpo Karate says, thank you, sir, for spreading the positivity with this live chat. Thank you, sir, for listening. Thank you, and for commenting. You're the man. Your guys are amazing. Okay, I really mean that. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let me get a little bit of coffee. Okay, so history is important, but not to say that we know all and or facts are the best or whatever. No, it's to understand where do we come from, to know, to have a better idea where can we go to. Okay, but all of you guys, we all are a part of the legacy. We are all heirs on our own rights, and just put up the work. Okay, one more thing that I'm going to talk about next time. I'm going to talk about Kenpo ranks, okay? But I'm going to talk it in a positive way. Positive way, not a bad way. No. See, that's the thing. We need to, if you see a problem and you're naming the problem, then give solutions, but positive solutions, not negative solutions, because nobody's going to listen to you. Okay, you're just gonna start the controversy and the politics, and you're gonna push away people from you. You're gonna push them away from you. Okay, be positive, make positive, recommendations and opinions. Yes, if I want somebody to change, and I'm always saying what they're doing wrong, and I'm always on their, face. Look, you are an idiot. Blah 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 blah. What am I going to generate? Change on the other person or resistance? Are they going to send me to hell? Come on. Okay. Sam Ibrahim says, for a long time before you show, I rarely publicly share any historical insights. I thought so many others had a far greater expertise and knowledge than me, so why should I? Now I realize that we all have things that we can contribute. It's okay to share and it's okay to be wrong. Man, I believe that you should share your facts and your history more. And I really believe that you should finish and publish that book, my friend, because it adds. I think you're doing an amazing job. And I say this live, and I say this to your face, sir. You are doing an amazing job. And you got my respect and admiration, my friend. You really do. Okay? I'm entitled to have my own opinions. That doesn't make you wrong. It could make me wrong. That's most likely. Okay, so please, my friend, keep up the good work. We need more people like you who are digging and investigating and who wants to know more and who wants to share. So thank you for sharing, and it's a privilege and honor to have you as a collaborator of the show, sharing all those facts. Thank you, sir. Armis 23 said Mr. Parker was also teaching Kenpo when he was at BY. Yes, he was. Of course, he started teaching in 54. Yes, thank you. Well, so next time I'm going to talk more about this. Sammy says, more resistant if you're negative. You're right. Better to open them up with a gentle suggestion. Yes, and if they don't want to open up, that's okay too, right? It's okay. It's no big deal. I mean, we're all entitled to have our own opinions. But if we're only bad-mouthing each other, okay, just think of this, okay? This is when I'm going to close the show today. I'm always complaining about this guy and that guy, and I think my Kenpo is better than your Kenpo, and my art is better than your art, and I'm the one, and I'm the tough guy, and I'm the tough hombre, and I'm the only heir, and the only one that has true Kenpo and all of that, and you suck, and you suck, and you suck. And if we're only saying that, think of the one, okay, the new student, or the one who's considering joining Kenpo, joining your school, or my school, or whatever, or joining the art. And they come and see this show. and they listen to this idiot bad-mouthing and talking trash about everybody else who are their peers. Okay? I'm talking crap about my peers. What is that going to say about me, and what is going to say about the art? You know, the person most likely is going to say, I don't want anything to do with that. Yeah, no, I better go to karate or to judo or to something else. Or maybe I just learn how to dance, right? Or I'll buy a gun. I don't want to put up with this. And they would be right. So if we keep it positive, this is what I'm saying. If we keep it positive, if we keep it good, if we keep it sacred, because it is sacred for a lot of us, because it's a part of our lives. It's what brings food into our table. It's a part of our hearts. It's part of our soul. It becomes sacred. So if we keep it like that, okay, we can make the new generations fall in love with the art. That's what I'm saying. Let's make the new generations fall in love with the art. Okay? Don't complain about the new generations. If the new generations don't want to put their time and effort into Kenpo, it's because they don't see the value. And if they don't see the value, that's our fault. And that's our responsibility to show them the value. Because we know the value. We know the value. That's why we keep on doing it. So share the value. Not the crap. Share the value. Make the new generation see the value of staying and devoting yourself to an art. And they will get it. Once you see the value, once you see the benefits, you will consider and say, yes, I want to do that because I will gain this, I will gain that, I will gain this, and I will gain that. And I want that. Okay? So share the positive. There's so many stories that you guys have out there that are so positive and so freaking cool. You need to share that. But no, we have to say bad things. No negativity. That doesn't help. Keep your bad opinions to yourself. You're entitled to have them, sure, but don't say it out loud. That doesn't bring people, okay? Great Puma says, I've studied under Vilaris Kenpo and Shoshu, and your videos have expanded my understanding of the art. Oh, thank you. Yes, see, other lines of good Kenpo, all of them. Vilaris Kenpo and Shoshu, they're... Yes, I like them. Alfred Magnan says, be good finders, not just passionate. Yes, sir. Yes. And see you next week, my friend. I look forward to interviewing you. I know we're going to have a great time. Thank you, sir. So thank you, everybody. Okay. I hope this helps a little bit. Mr. Magnan says, we are a small minority anyway. Let's work together rather than lose students to other sports. Yes. And other arts as well. That's the thing. There's so much competition out there. Yes. Danny Arnold says, first Kenpo, second Paya afterwards. Thank you, my friend. Yes, sir, says Alfred Magnan. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maestro Supremo, Scott Higgins, my good friend. Aloha, Frank. Aloha, my friend. My schedule changed and missing your live show. Stay positive. Stay positive, my friend. I would love to interview you again in the future. Let me know when you can so I can set up. And yes, because you are the hombre. You're the man, my friend. Okay, so keep it positive, my friend. Keep sharing the love, not the hate. Share the passion of the art. And let's make Kenpo be great again. Have a great day. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim, for all of your comments. Thank you, everybody. Mr. Magnum, Great Puma, Maestro Higgins, Danny Arnold, you're the man. Armis 23, Central Coast, Kenpo Karate, Mr. Orman, Jose Miguel Ponce, Liga Jing. Let's see, who else is out there? All of you guys, thank you so much. Thank you for commenting. Jaime Duran as well. And all of you, thank you, Naked Rojas, Carlos Villarroel, Maestro Tim Bulot, Rafael Herrera, Hector Baltazar, todos, thank you all. Thank you so much. Guys, have a great day. Take care. And remember, tomorrow we're going to have The Wayward, episode 11 with Guru Catherine Sumter. She always brings a lot of nice topics to comment and to share. Okay? So take care, guys. See you soon. And we'll continue with this. Bye-bye.